explained to her that I was fine and that this happened every now and then. She seemed eager to help. "I think we need to do some breath work," she said. "This is most likely caused by some kind of energy blockage, probably an emotional issue." With as much as I knew about energy and the chaos of my past, I didn't doubt that this was true. I always knew that there was likely something motivating these episodes that I might want to investigate. "We can release and heal whatever it is that is causing this distress. You can't let this go on," she said. The next afternoon I lay on a soft bed in Marcella's dimly lit office. Seated by my side, she told me to close my eyes. "Breathe deeply," she said. "I'll breathe with you." Her deep inhales and exhales seemed a little overly dramatic. However, my breath fell in unison with hers. As I continued to breathe, a wave of heat moved through me, starting at my toes, and I tossed aside the blanket that lay on top of me. Marcella had her hand on my arm, and it felt odd, as I wasn't used to this kind of caring attention. Inhaling, I smelled the herbal aroma coming from the aromatherapy diffuser. I tried to identify the scent, but couldn't. The sweet and nutty smell was probably a homemade mixture. I was thankful that it wasn't sandalwood, which can be highly overused in these kinds of situations. Realizing that my preoccupation with determining the scent was keeping me from deeper relaxation, I went back to focusing on my breath. With this, my thoughts began to become more distant. The low lights and subtle New Age instrumental music that faintly played in the background gently rocked me into relaxation. I had to hand it to Marcella. She knew how to set the scene. I couldn't resist the pulling inward, and my conscious mind began to softly drift. Slowly, inner movement, like the barely audible sounds of distant rumbling thunder, started to awaken from deep within. A faint glimmer of dormant awareness, something within me buried away, wanted my attention. A force was being dislodged, and as it became stronger, it took on a life of its own. I knew that I could no longer hide from it. At the same time, I tried to listen and follow Marcella's instructions as she began to breathe short, sharp breaths. "Breathe with me, fast breaths," she said. Lying on her bed with her arm on my shoulder, I fully trusted Marcella. She had a vast array of healing modalities and techniques at her disposal. I knew she wanted to help me, and I was grateful to her for this. However, as I continued to breathe short breaths, I questioned my decision to go through this process. Beginning to feel the uncomfortable sensation of my throat tightening and panic creeping up from an unknown inner hiding place, I wanted to either run away as fast as I could or nonchalantly go to lunch as if none of this was happening. Instead, I felt a rolling storm of sadness, terror, and grief well up within me. It was powerful, and I knew I couldn't control it. As it gained momentum, my body started to quiver, then shake, and the slight nudge of inner alarm that I often heard and felt but continually pushed back came rushing forward with a force that could not be denied. A moment later, the intensity of the grief reached my mind and heart, and I began to cry. This was not a polite whimper, but a messy, nose-running, help-me-get-the-hell-out-of-here kind of sobbing. Along with the intensity of emotions, I began to feel surging sensations in my body and see images. Some of what I saw and felt appeared in fragments and quick and repetitive scenes that I simultaneously felt and knew the meaning of. Over and over, the images, feelings, and thoughts emerged until I couldn't deny what I was simultaneously witnessing and experiencing. Still, I couldn't accept it, and I didn't want to acknowledge what had happened so long ago. Like the waves of the ocean driven by a storm, wave after wave of awareness, emotion, sensation, and resistance moved through me, until finally the truth took a defiant stance, and I let the illusions fall away. She wouldn't do this.